Alright, so after you've made a account on GitHub, you should get a screen that looks a lot like this where it says read the guide or start a project. As soon as you make an account, ignore all of that. There's nothing else that you need on the main website page. Instead, Google for GitHub Desktop, which looks like this, and then download for Windows 64-bit, pretty basic. Install it, obviously. You should immediately get something that looks like this without anything here, or here. So immediately what you want to do is click File, New Repository after logging in. File, New Repository. Name, go something like sad robot test, just as an example. Initialize with README. That'll initialize all the coding back end so you don't have to do anything with commands or whatnot. Create repository. So now you should have something that looks exactly like this, completely blank, no history, except for the initial commit. And then what you should get is under My Documents, GitHub, you should get a new file here with the name of your repository. So sad robot test. Only thing in there is the git attributes, readme, just the basic stuff. And then you want to add a file in there, whatever your entire game file is. As an example here, I'll take just the hover card, copy paste that into here. Now GitHub can only move files that are 100 mega or less than 100 megabytes in size. It will spit out errors if you try uploading any file to the repository with 100 megabytes or more. So in the hover card here, everything here is less than 100 megabytes except for the substance file. Just delete that because we don't need to upload it. And everything here should be fine. So now when you go back to GitHub, they should all pop up pretty much immediately in a big list. Before you can commit to master, because it won't even let me click that at the moment, you need to type in a summary title. So something like initial upload, and then commit to master will function perfectly. You wait for that. It might take a while if you're trying to upload a full game. Now after it's committed, everything in changes will disappear. It's all in history now. So you can go between the different versions. You can mess with branches later, but I mean, there's no use to it if you're just making your repository. You go publish repository. And uncheck keep this code private, because if you're using GitHub free, you can only upload public repositories. And then you click publish repository. But it will spit out an error unless you do this. Go into GitHub. Go to your account. Go to settings. Now I've already done this, but you want to go into emails and uncheck keep my email private and save changes. Otherwise it's going to spit out errors and not let you make a new repository. Now back in the GitHub desktop app, after you've unchecked that, you want to publish repository, and as long as your email is made public, it should work. And you can close this once you see that this is compressing objects. Now this will take the longest amount of time as it needs to compress and upload everything. Along the way, it will spit out an error as well if you're trying to upload something 100 megabytes or greater. So if there's a file that's absolutely 100 megabytes or greater, you might want to throw in a zip file or split into multiple zip files. Now that's going to take a while. So after that's done, you want to go back into GitHub, go to your profile, Repositories. Now I've already got one made here, so I'm going to click on that. So as you can see here, I've already got a folder full of a Unreal project right there that I can clone or download. Pretty basic. Now to add a contributor, I want to click on Settings, Collaborators, type in a username, full name, or email address, and add collaborator. And then they'll be able to download this or upload new versions or whatever. And that's the basics of it.